Well, we're cutting across to news that we're just getting in from Kerala right now. An Air India Express flight with 105 passengers on board from Thiruvananthapuram to Muscat, I think, has landed at the Trivandrum airport due to a technical issue. This is being seen as an emergency landing that has taken place. The flight had taken off at about 8:30 this morning and it landed back at 9:17. So it's been about 2.5, a little more than that, hours since this flight landed at the Trivandrum airport. We are given to understand that this flight was an Air India Express flight. It was bound for Muscat. It had to make an emergency landing due to some technical issue. We are still trying to get more details in terms of the situation right now. I think we've got Ankit joining us on the broadcast. Ankit, give us more details of what you're picking up. We are told that 105 passengers were on board this flight.
Absolutely, Nupur. From what we are understanding from this flight radar telemetry, it was a Boeing 737 flight of Air India Express. It was traveling from Thiruvananthapuram to Muscat. It was supposed to take off at about 7:25 a.m. It took off eventually about an hour later from that. But there was a technical glitch that was experienced on board. And so it took off, it headed towards the Arabian Sea. And then once it realized that it cannot proceed any further, it took an about turn. It performed a essentially hair clip sort of maneuver, and it landed once again at the Trivandrum airport. So this is a flight that proceeded some distance. It traveled almost a couple of 100 kilometers from Kerala into the Arabian Sea, but it didn't quite make it to Muscat or anywhere even close to that. Upon encountering this technical snag, it appears to have taken an about turn and come straight back. We also have the radar information for you, and we'll just put that up on the screens as well. And in that, you'll be able to take a look at exactly what flight path this plane had taken. Once again, it was bound for Muscat. It was to take a total flight distance of about 2,600 kilometers. However, it appears to not have done more than a couple of 100 kilometers, and then it returned to its base destination in Trivandrum, Nupur.
All right, so what we are given to understand right now is that the flight did land safely. It was an emergency landing that took place at Thiruvananthapuram, and all 105 passengers were safe. But this is what happened, and obviously the DGCA would have taken note of it. This appears to be a technical glitch. And Ankit, just coming back to you on this one. So any statement coming in from the DGCA on what could have gone wrong? Has an inquiry been ordered?
Do not quite know, Nupur, what was the precise glitch that this aircraft encountered. However, if I can show you once again, you have this flight path on your screens, and so there you go. It takes off. It takes off from here. This is Thiruvananthapuram. It travels in this direction towards Muscat. Then it takes an about turn, and it comes back and it lands once again in Thiruvananthapuram. So we await to find out exactly what was the nature of the glitch that this aircraft encountered. We know that there were about 105 people on board, but we don't know yet if they have been put on a different flight or whether the same flight will once again be cleared for takeoff or anything of that nature. This is a plane that flies a couple of times a day to Muscat and back. And so it is well provisioned and suited to traveling on that route. But this time it appears to have encountered some kind of alarm and a glitch, and therefore the flight commander on board and the air traffic control authorities, Nupur, likely decided that they will not take the risk and took it back to Thiruvananthapuram.
Oh yes, absolutely. So as you're pointing out, of course, just to tell our viewers, on your screens right now is the flight path that it took, and we are told that it was a hairpin sort of a bin that was performed. However, all 105 passengers on board were safe. We are still awaiting details to come in from the airline, whether these passengers have been accommodated on another flight or the procedure thereafter.